What is freedom of speech? It's the freedom to speak. It's political correctness. It's simply manipulating the target population to silence itself.
Migrants crossing the Med, likened them to cockroaches. I said that, and I stand by it.
Well, is there something wrong with generating money? It's like, it depends on what you're going to do with the money. Spend it all on hookers and cocaine?
How dare you! You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones.
Shut up, you
Many media outlets, many platforms don't really want to give me an opportunity to speak, just want to write slanderous articles about me without interviewing me in the first place. So I take every opportunity that I can get to speak. Puts me in a box. It reduces me. I do not have any hateful data. It is not true that most scientists agree that climate change is being man-made.
All night. All night. All night. All night. All night. All night. All night.
Only need a call, trust me.
All night. All night. All night. All night. All night. All night. All night.
Only need a call, trust me.
All night. All night.
All night.
All night.
All night.
All night.
All night.
All night.
Only need a call, trust me.
All night.
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 Only need a call, trust me.
Whoa! It's another Wednesday show. It's Wednesday, the 7th of September, 3 minutes past 8, and we've got the man in a white t-shirt called Banksy Style Life. Hey up, Banksy.
Yo, big up, big up. How's it going, Manny?
Good, good, good. How you been, mate? You having a good week?
Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, it was all right. Just work, just life, every day. Some crazy shit's been happening in the news, as you know. We have a new prime minister. I actually wanted you to create somebody to create a thumbnail that just says same, and then the poo emoji, same poo, different prime minister. But no one's done that yet. I might do it.
Okay, let's talk about your t-shirt. What does it say? South Beach.
This is from Miami, dude. I bought this in Miami, South Beach.
Nice.
This is it's literally, I've been there, bought the t-shirt. Yes, definitely. I mean, I tend to just pick up a t-shirt as a souvenir these days. But this is old. God, this is like 2013. I think 2012. Yeah, 2012, 2013. That's where I went to. No. Might be older than that, because I think 2013 I was in Dubai. No, it was New Year's Eve. I went to Rio de Janeiro.
No way, you've been there?
Yeah. I went to Rio for New Year's Eve.
Big up Jupiter. Big up Jupiter. Jupiter's on fire at the moment. It's not machine gun Jupiter. It's double pump action.
Gatling gun.
Jupiter. Nobody put back with them.
Well, what's she been saying? I haven't kept up.
Jupiter did one of her streams today where she's just. And I've been so busy for a number of days now, but I made the mistake of I thought, let me just click on Jupiter's live stream, see what she's saying, and that was it. That was an hour on something completely wasted because I was gripped by what she was saying. But anyway, hello to Jupiter. Sorry to cut you off there. Hello to Mark Dover as well. Joe Baz, welcome Joe Baz. Banksy's here, as you know. Well, that's why you're here.
the stalker of my Muslim stalker, the Joe Baz. Actually, Joe Baz is in the chat because I don't see him. He must be on one of your Manny channels, because I don't see him in the speaker's corner.
He's on YouTube, but I don't know which channel he's on.
Yeah, because I don't see him on the speaker's corner, because you see everything. You see all the different channels, chats. I only see at the moment. I can only see the speaker's corner one. So he's not on the speaker's corner one. He's got to be on one of the Manny ones.
And can you say hello to my friend Michael? He's one of your new fans. And what's disturbing about this? Michael's like a bit of a gangster. So when he said, "I think Banksy's really funny," it kind of disturbed me. I was like, dude, I come to you with my kind of problems. Like, don't say Banksy's, funny. Anyway, he thinks it's funny. and he watches the show by the sound of it, just to hear your fucking jokes, mate.
Well, what can I say, man? What can I say? I'm glad. I'm glad I am entertaining. Yeah. Well, good. Well done, Michael. Is Michael in? Again, he's probably watching from one of your channels, because again, I don't see. I see
I don't know where
Yeti.
he-
I see Mustafa Camel. I see Jupiter in the Mark Dover. So big up those guys. Those are the only people that I can see the chat on.
Can you see the awesome Manny Cinder fan club?
The awesome Manny Cinder fan club.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Who's
well,
that?
I can see them. It might be just my eyes, though.
Oh, wait a minute. I've just.
I'm joking. There's no one there, mate.
No, but I can see Joe Baz because I switched to the comments in the side chat on StreamYard, and I can actually see now Joe Baz's Boohoo Manny Cinder and Mark Dover. Did you say who was the guy who said you said he was a fan, a gangster guy?
He's not. He won't be. He won't be commenting.
Oh, he's not. He's not typing. Big up Angel Moon.
If he's gonna comment, he'll pay you a visit. I'm joking.
Awesome.
All right, big up Angel Moon as well. All right, let's start off with a good one. Actually, this is going to annoy Banksy, which is fast becoming one of my
favorite pastimes.
Yeah.
More chem fucking trails.
Oh, look. So this is AP Press, one of the leading news agencies in the world, and the title of the video is "Cloud Seeding Rocket Nearly Hits Pedestrians in China as it falls on pavement." Let's give it a watch.
Again. Oh, bloody hell.
God.
Bloody hell. Well, it was on a parachute. It was on a parachute.
Still, though, come on, dude. It's still going to be heavy.
I mean, yeah, sure. It would probably, it may not kill someone. It all depends.
This is them doing what they did in Beijing Olympics, where they sent up rockets, used the chemicals that they use to form the clouds miles out, and made sure it rained before it got to
It
Beijing.
got to the stadiums, yeah. Look, the thing is, okay, yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. Yeah, that probably would have killed someone. If that had hit someone on the head, that probably would have killed someone, yeah.
How do you think the communist government would have explained that to the parents? Yeah,
They don't give a shit. They're like, he died for the cause of the greater good. It was for the great republic, or whatever the hell it is.
I mean, the mother's way past having another child, so they would have had to apologise twice because they had the one-child policy, many years ago, and that stopped them and what have you. So I thought I'll start off with a nice positive there, Banksy. I'm glad you concur that is a bit weird. Okay, so if we see Hassan come, can you shout out that Hassan's here? I've got a surprise for Hassan.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Hassan's input. So when he comes,
I see Shavitz. Big up Shavitz. Shivitz. I don't see Hassan. So I say Moon. That's so far. I mean, it's early days, so things have just kicked off. Actually, if you want, we can kick off with the. Actually, I don't know. Sam.
Okay, you go next. I'm going to play this one while you're finding it, but you want to watch it.
Aliens and Antarctica.
This is Saudi officials.
Okay, this will be right up your fucking
beating
alley.
Women at an orphanage.
Beating women at an orphanage
in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, in Saudi Arabia, they're beating women.
Yeah,
as an orphanage.
Apparently somebody put some music on an iPhone and played it.
There you go then. There's the mercy of Islam. There's the peace.
Look, that man's tying that woman's legs so she can't run away.
Yeah, they're probably because they're gonna have to take their beating. Yeah, mercy of Islam. I've been told that they were supposed to give them three warnings, right? You warned them, you shunned them from your bed, and then you beat them. It looks like these guys just went straight to beat. They skipped the first two and just went straight to beating. But then again, maybe that's your husband. You know, the state can beat the crap out of you at will. It's only your husband that has to go through those steps before your husband beats the shit out of you. Actually, I came across, because I was checking out my original Banksy Style channel, because, you know, I post everything on Banksy Style Live now. And I went through some of the videos on Banksy Style, and I came across one of my Kardawas, which I'm going to have to reenact. And it was about having the Islamic Olympics, because, you know, women in Islam can't really participate in sports like the Olympics kind of sports, because that's going to have revealing clothes and, you know, I mean, shorts. They're not going to be able to do any of that. So I think there should be an entire new event called the Islamic Olympics for women, especially because they have certain things that the, you know, categories of events women can participate in, such as having been beaten by your husband, how to fend off being beaten by your husband. You can have makeup tutorials about how to cover up the bruises that your husband leaves all over your body and face. And I'm not even joking. This sounds you know, hyperbolic. There is literally makeup tutorials in Arabic TV to show how to cover up bruises after your husband's beaten you. So there is actual. I'll find those videos for you. Then you know, it'll be like burqa running. So you know, you've got your. Well, in this case, you know, if the government ties your feet and is about to beat you, how would you run away from that? Those could be events. Also, how you know, to do the 100-meter dash with 4 children, 2 of them carrying in your arms, 1 of them in a pram, another one strapped to your back. These are all great Olympic events that I think that, you know, if it wasn't for the white man and the Western capitalist society, these events would be in the Olympics by now. But unfortunately, it's because of the capitalist Western system who's keeping these Olympic sports out.
Well, I'm still waiting for Kabaddi to make the Olympics, but I've got a quick question for you. I'll try to answer this not in your atheistic, overly critical of Islamic way. Try to answer this in the most balanced way as possible. The average Muslim, do they even know the difference, or are they even consciously aware between what culture is and what the Islamic, you know, way is, or
Sharia is,
or are the two so ingrained in one another that the culture doesn't really exist?
The thing is, Muslims will tell you, any Muslim worth their salt, they'll tell you Islam isn't just a religion, it is a way of life. Well, what is a way of life if it's not culture? Culture is your way of life. That's the whole purpose of culture, is the way you behave, the way you do things, the parties or the events you have, Christmas and, you know, Ramadan. All these things are cultural events, and so Islam entwines itself so deeply within the cultures that it has come to contact with during its period of expansion, basically the caliphate. So this is why Islam doesn't have this uniform look across all these different Muslim countries. If you notice, like in Somalia, they tend to be far more prevalent with genital female mutilation than in Saudi Arabia or in Iran. They don't have necessarily the same type of cultural behaviors. The burqa or the hijab, actually, if you look at the hijab, you can see the cultural influences across different countries. The hijab of the burqa is an almost exclusively Afghani dress, whilst the chador is Iranian, whilst the niqab and the abaya is very Arab. And across the Arab or Arabized countries, Egypt, Morocco, Jordan, they have different cultural behaviors. Belly dancing isn't an Arab thing. Everybody associates belly dancing with Arabs. It's actually a North African thing. It's majority Egyptian, Moroccans, Libyans. I mean, yeah, you get it in Lebanon, you get it in Jordan and Syria, but generally it's not Saudi. It's not an Emirati thing. You don't really have belly dancing in Saudi Arabia. You don't have it in Dubai, or you might do now. But what I mean is, it's not an Arab thing. It's not a Yemenis, Oman. So the culture, and it's like a tapestry. The culture and Islam are so entwined that at times you barely can tell them apart. And so this is where Muslims, this is in a way, it's become a great thing for Muslims these days, because they can just say they can cherry pick all the bits, all the bad things, female genital mutilation. They can claim, oh, that's just cultural, and then all the good things, they'll say, oh, that's Islam. So they'll pick and choose, even though it is in Islamic or Sunni hadiths. Genital mutilation. Muhammad actually, there's a passage somewhere, I forgot exactly, but there is a passage, there is a hadith that Muhammad talks about female genital mutilation, and he kind of ordains it. So there is female genital mutilation in Islam, but not all the cultures that are Muslim practice it. But it isn't completely, like, it's not exclusive to West or East Africa, like Somalia and Eritrea and places like that. It is practiced in, I think, in Pakistan, in other parts as well. I forgot. There is a few other spots, but it's not widely spread.
Sure. Okay. All right. Let's move on that. Fair enough. Thanks for answering that, Mr. Style. Is it Mr. Style or is it Mr. Live? Because it's Banksy Style with no space.
Yeah. Live is just the channels that I do live streams. So no, that's not a name. It's just Banksy, dude.
So it's just BS.
BS. It's all BS, baby.
Big up to Opening Eyes UK. So let's get to this question that Joe Baz put up. So if anybody that doesn't know Joe Baz is a stalker. He is infatuated with Banksy, and he messages or tweets Banksy's name on a daily basis. In fact, he doesn't eat until Banksy comes onto his screen. It's a lot like having a fast. He has to wait for Banksy to appear on the screen before he breaks bread. So I thought I'd clear that up. Now, joking aside, Joe Baz said, what's happening in Leicester? So
Leicester or Lister? Oh, is that actually is Leicester? Oh, okay.
Leicester. So basically, India's been playing cricket against Pakistan, I believe, whatever the reason is. It's the Asia Cup or something, and one's beating the other, and then the other's beating them, and all the fans have been piling onto the street. So I'm going to play a video, because somebody just sent me these today, so I wasn't even aware this was going on. So this is what's been going on. Share screen.
What's been going on? So is this after the game or before the game?
It would be after.
Okay.
As you can
And
see,
holy shit, this is in Leicester? Oh, gee,
I think his t-shirt's there.
Yeah. I think he's going for that ripped look.
Yeah.
You know, like they do with jeans.
So that was part one that I saw. Let me get another one up. So at another time, I don't know exactly how out of hand it is, but this Muslim video states that, and I don't think I can't see a mosque, but it's stating that the Indians, which seem to be the Hindus, are going outside, or certainly in Muslim areas, and doing this.
Take the number plates. Record the number plates.
So they're recording are these the Hindus or the Pakistanis?
The Hindus are doing it, and they're in a Muslim area.
Oh, I see. So the Hindus are going through a Muslim area with Hindu flags, and these guys are recording the number plates.
Yeah. So this takes me back to me calling Steve atheist, Steve left not right, Steve hope not hate, whatever you want to call him, shooting that video where the Hindus are flying the flag, and the Sikhs come along and fly the Khalistan flag, and he's shooting that video as if as if it's all hunky dory and they're all on the same side. This is what I mean. Like someone like Steve, who is ignorant of geopolitics, trying to win a seat in a multicultural area, is just not gonna. It's just not gonna work, basically. So anyway, I think the Muslims responded. I'll show you the Muslim response. They go back to what looks like a Belgrave Road, Melton Road area, and then this is happening.
Here, Pigeon. You deserve another one.
Yes.
What?
Right, I told you one.
So,
What happened there?
It's not very clear. Well, somebody was knocked out, I believe, on the floor. But that's what's been going on in Leicester, all over a cricket match, all over whether or not a country that was basically most of Asia is now divided up and people arguing who's better than the other. So that's where we're at, Banksy. That's where we're at.
I see.
Are you a cricket fan or are you just a batsman?
Yeah, I think I would rather masturbate with a cheese grater than to watch cricket. I've tried watching. I mean, I like playing cricket. I used to play cricket when I was young, at school and stuff. Playing cricket is okay. It's reasonably entertaining. Watching cricket, oh my god, it's literally a sleeping tablet for me. I pass out before the first, I don't know, whatever the fuck they do, the wicket or whatever the hell is passed. The first ball has been thrown. It takes them 20 minutes just to throw a ball. And then another 10 minutes for them to collect the fucking ball. Like, what is this? This is. Oh no, it's insanely boring to me. I can't do it.
You have no class, Banksy.
That's what it is. That's what cricket is all about. The only thing about cricket that I find remotely amusing is a saying a friend of mine who is rather crude all the time says. He says, "If it's grass on the wicket, let's play cricket."
Oh dear.
And we don't want to go into too much detail of what he's talking about.
You seemed a little bit angry last week, and then Zubida jumped on, and then you know.
Zubida didn't jump on. Zubida was in the chat, hate watching us.
She put in the chat she's not bothered by you whatsoever, and then went over to her own channel and did the live stream.
I know. It's amazing how unbothered she was for about 3 hours of a live chat. Bitching about me the whole time. I'm glad that she wasn't triggered, because if she was triggered, then she'd probably do like a 10-hour live stream on me.
But for the first time, I actually felt that both of you guys are genuinely, full-heartedly angry at each other. Up until now, I thought most of it was trolling. Obviously, she had to turn to violence, so obviously she was fully angry at you. But generally, I didn't see anger from both sides. I'm not saying you were angry, but you seemed a bit peeved by just having having a chat.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. She can run her fucking fat mouth wherever she likes. And she came over. To be honest, it gave us a bit of content. That was just as good. But as far as being angry, is someone like her, or this fucking losers, to be angry is actually a waste of a good emotion, perfectly good emotion. It's not like being angry. See, there's a difference. There's me being extremely animated and dynamic, the way I'm talking to her and throwing insults at her, and then there's being angry. I don't see that as anger. I see that as just throwing shit at someone. But being angry, really being angry, is when you go to bed and you're still twisted about that person. You're still thinking about that person. Now, the difference between me and Zubaydah is that she went and did a 3-hour or whatever, how many hours live stream about me, and then probably went to bed pissed off thinking about me. Whilst when I hit that pillow, I was out like a light and Zubaydah was dead to me. That's the difference between anger and just fucking with someone and pissing someone off.
But I'll tell you what, though, next time you go away on holiday, I'm bringing her in as your replacement.
Hey, anytime I'm away, by all means, feel free to bring her on this show. But whilst I man these fucking gates, fuck that fat guy. No, it's not actually that I don't want her on. It's the fact that there's no reason to keep platforming some fucking loser that's no benefit to us. If she had like 20, 30,000, I promise you this. If the day Zubaydah gets over 10,000 subscribers, I will happily invite her onto this show so that she can bring her fan club and her 10,000 fucking subscribers with her. Right now, she's a nobody. She's a fucking loser with like 3,000 fucking subscribers. There's no benefit. Why? It's actually, I think this show is going to be more successful than her entire fucking channel. And the fact that we're working with Speakers Corner Online, I don't want Speakers Corner Online to be tainted with that kind of individual, because I think that is a detriment to this platform. So,
talking of which, this main YouTube channel is growing about 100 subscribers a week. So we're very nearly hit our first 1,000. And I personally, I'm happy with that growth rate. Obviously, as it hits 1,000, you start growing much quicker. So yeah, I mean, personally, from my point, I don't mind giving anybody a platform. To be honest, it's just that as long as they haven't proven to me that they are 100% or 200% completely morally corrupt or and what have you. And I don't think Zubaydah is completely. I mean, obviously she's done some crazy stuff. So have you, Banksy. Let's face it, as we all have. But I don't think.
I'm sorry. You can't compare what I've done to what she did. She physically assaulted me. I've never physically assaulted anyone. So fuck her.
That's where she loses the argument, because at Speaker's Corner she resorted to violence, and once you do that, you lose all debates as a consequence. But anyway, let's move on. Let's share this one.
It's Clarice is saying, "Hark at Banksy cocking his pinky when he drinks the tea." Just for you, Clarice.
I'm going to prove you're all sheep by asking one question.
Let me rewind that just in case you missed it.
I'm going to prove you're all sheep by asking one question. Why are you all standing up for Ukraine? Come on, give me an answer. Why are you standing up for Ukraine? I'll tell you the answer. And this is the only answer. It's not because you care. It's because you've been told to. The mainstream media have told you to stand with Ukraine. So like a bunch of fucking bitches, you bend over and do as you're told. But what about the people of Afghanistan? What about the people of Yemen or Iraq or Pakistan or Somalia or Libya or Uganda or Syria? What about all these countries that are currently in conflict with the US and the UK? Huh? What about them? Not standing up for any of those innocent men, women or children, are we? No, but they're all fucking dying in their thousands.
So that was posted by Zubaydah El-Arabiya.
Fuck her. Of course, this is another fucking cockhold who talks about, why are you supporting you? Yeah, Ukrainians are Europeans. There you go. You know, the funny thing is, all the countries that he mentioned, about 80% of them are the ones who are being currently, or not currently, or certainly historically, bombed by Britain. So when he's asking Britain why the British are supporting Ukraine and not all these other countries, because those countries that you mentioned are the ones who are actually being attacked by Britain. They're not being fucking attacked by a foreign power. The country that is attacking them, most of them, I mean, Yemen is Saudi Arabia, but Saudi Arabia is fully funded and supported by Britain and America. Those bombs that Saudi Arabia throws on Yemen are labeled Made in America. That's why, or Made in Britain. That's what's stamped on them. So this is the moronic sort of these idiots. They either they're morons and they have no concept of geopolitics, or they literally or they know it and they just spout this crap because it's catches views on YouTube. Idiots like Zubaydah reposts them. They don't realize people have allies and people have enemies, and Ukraine is an ally of us. Iraq wasn't an ally. Iraq was an enemy of Britain. Yemen is not is considered not necessarily an enemy of Britain, but Saudi Arabia
become an enemy of Britain.
No, but the thing is, Saudi Arabia is a close ally of Britain. So when Saudi Arabia is bombing the shit out of Yemen, Britain isn't going to go and bomb Saudi Arabia to save the Yemenis.
Well, it's been well documented that the CIA were the one that installed Saddam Hussein and his regime. So
sure,
that doesn't quite work. So the point is, at what point did Iraq become an enemy of Britain? It was at that very point when they decided to go to
when
war.
He disobeyed his given orders.
Right. So that's it. So I think you missed the gentleman's point. His point is like saying, his point is that the people seem to be following the narrative the media is pushing rather than thinking for themselves. Now he's a bit more broad-minded than you, I would say, because he's clearly trying to treat all human beings, despite their religion, color, and their political background and position on the planet. He's saying, like, you know, why should we go to war to anyone? And as a consequence,
he's an idiot.
Who is anybody to tell us who's our enemy and who's not?
Who is allowed to tell us who's our enemy? Well, I mean, you as an individual citizen, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Who gives a shit what this idiot thinks? He's got no power or influence to do anything. The fact is, the country makes the decision. The politicians and the powers that be make the decisions of who is our enemy and who's not. And the politicians have this, have set aside certain people to be allies for a while, like Saddam Hussein, like Muammar Gaddafi, like Osama bin Laden. These guys were all buddies. Go back to the 70s and 80s and see how chummy these guys. Literally, there are videos of Donald Rumsfeld shaking hands with Saddam Hussein. There's pictures. Now, I can't find these fucking pictures because I think they've been memory holed. But there are pictures of Prince Charles chilling with Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. So we are friends with dictators, and then when they don't do what we tell them, we fuck them up. This is like this is so childish. This is the problem. There's in this world there are the people who are Lord of the Rings, and then there are people who are Game of Thrones. The idiots who think that life is black and white and there are good guys and bad guys sit and watch Lord of the Rings, whilst those who know the nuances and the backstabbings and the hypocrisy and the two-facedness of politics watch Game of Thrones. If you watch Game of Thrones, you'll know what the world really is about. If you watch Lord of the Rings, you're a WWE fucking Avengers watching Nimrod. You're a fucking drone. So go ahead and think the world is black and white and everything is like WWE and the good guys and the bad guys are twirling their mustaches. But that's not how the world is.
That's not what we were saying. He was trying to point out, from my understanding, that people tend to follow the current thing, and the current thing is set by the media coverage.
Well, you can, as I said, you can go ahead and be nuanced, but the reality is, if you accept the world as it is, for what it is, and you recognize that yes, we support Ukraine. Tomorrow, Ukraine could turn around. In 10 years' time, Ukraine could be our greatest enemy. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen in Ukraine? Ukraine could turn around. Germany was Britain's greatest enemy only 70 years ago. They were the most cruel and vile regime on the planet only about 70, 80 years ago. Germany, and historically France, has been one of Britain's greatest enemies. Right now, in this century, we're all chums. You can't guarantee that's going to be the way it is right now 100 years from now.
Okay, talking of chums, this is an article by the communist British newspaper, also known as The Guardian, and the article is titled "Concerns Grow That India is Backdoor into Europe for Russian Oil." Now, I'm not going to read it out, but I can discuss with you that I've read a number of these articles. And I'm going to show another one right now in the same window. So I read a number of articles. This was by Reuters. US tells India that Indian ship used to recruit Indian oil linked to blah blah blah. Now, why am I showing all this? It's basically what's happening is India and China, a few other countries, but namely India and China, are sending ships to Russia. They are buying cheap gas and oil, and they are turning those ships around, bringing them straight into Europe, and they are selling them to Europe at inflated prices. And
Yes.
so we could call
Making a
it
killing.
energy laundering, where they are going around the embargo, they're going around the political obstacles, and not only selling and making money, but selling a lot of money. And our governments and our leaders know this is happening, and they're facilitating it, because if they had the people's, their own people's welfare as priority, surely they would put a stop to it. For a start, they would stop creating or expanding the war in Ukraine. For a start. So I wanted to point that out. Let's hear you. Do you think it's right for India and China to be selling Europeans inflated oil and gas?
Whether it's right or wrong is irrelevant. The fact is that the European countries like Germany tied their ships all to Russian oil and Russian gas for their energy needs because they wanted to be all green. And now they're getting royally fucked, and China and India are going to make a killing out of this. This is just straight up capitalism, baby. I mean, how is it that all these capitalists across America and all these other countries, they're all about the capitalism when it's when the oligarchs and the 1% are making a killing? Now China and India are making a killing. Oh, should we? Is it morally right to buy oil, dude? Do you want your elderly people to freeze this winter? If the answer to that is no, then you are fucked, and you're going to have to buy Russian oil at double the price via China. Now, if you weren't such idiots and you could actually recognize this Ukraine situation and recognize what Russia is doing and actually come to some kind of understanding, maybe your problems will be solved. Or if you want to relieve Iran of some of its sanctions and buy some of Iranian oil, because Iran is literally undercutting Russian prices for oil to sell to China. China is literally milking it right now. This is the best time to be in China. This is like the most lucrative time to be an oil trader in China, because they are buying from Japan, from Iran, they're buying from Russia, and they are doubling that fucking price and selling it right to Europe. This is Europe's problem. This is the Europeans trying to virtue signal, try to be green. They go ahead and listen to a fucking adolescent like Greta Thunberg for their energy fucking policies, and they wonder why their countries are getting fucked in the ass. You're morons. We've had morons for the best part of 12 years running this country. And I'm talking about conservatives, and I'm talking about the what do you call it, Merkel's in Germany, and all the other idiots. The only country that's actually managed to keep themselves in a little bit of an okay situation was France, and that's because they didn't capitulate to the fucking green morons and the climate change assholes, and kept their nuclear power plants. And those power plants, by the way, are getting old too. They didn't prepare for their power plant. They've got maybe a bit of leeway, and now if they start building newer power plants, they may not, get caught up in the shit. But Britain should have done this. Remember 10 years ago? Remember during David Cameron's era? They were talking about power plants. They were talking about the nuclear weapons. The what was it, Trident? And they were thinking, and there were assholes like fucking that silly moron in Scotland. I forgot, the Hobbit that runs Scotland, from the SNP. She was bitching about, we don't need the Trident deterrence. We should get rid of this. We need to pay for the NHS. Well, the NHS is still in the shit, and if they didn't pay for the Trident, we'd be weaker than ever and fucking hopeless when it comes to countries like China and Russia trying to fucking muscle in on us. So you morons have no concept of how the world works. You think everything is built on fucking rainbows and unicorns, and that the world is just fucking sugar-coated icing, and everywhere is fucking Hansel and Gretel's cookie house. No, assholes. The world is a horrible, horrible place with cruelty, hunger, and fucking, people being decimated.
Okay, so the Scottish minister's name is
Sturgeon, Nicholas Sturgeon.
So talking about the world being horrible, we're going to play a short video now, and we're going to tell you, this is the main aspect of the show, how it's about to become very variable, very, very horrible. So I'm just going to play this background video, information video about the origins of money and what have you. I'll stop it at some point, and then I'll show you the other video. And I've checked the information on this. It is actually true. But let's just play this, and then we'll take it from there.
The Bank of China told their depositors that their savings accounts are now investment products and can no longer be withdrawn. And to stop the people from trying to withdraw their money, the CCP deployed tanks. Banks all over the world are imploding. And within this great reset, there is great opportunity for mankind, so long as we recognize who the real perpetrators are. The word apocalypse simply means the lifting of the veil, a revelation of truth, or in modern terms, the Great Awakening. Mankind is now awakening to the fact that we have been lied to and exploited as chattel for, at the very least, our entire lifetimes. And one of the most valuable truths to be gleaned from the Great Awakening, as far as human civilization is concerned, is who is responsible. It's crucial to identify who is responsible so that we can stop it from happening again, because the enemy likes to hide. There is nothing new under the sun, and all we have to do is follow the money, which leads us directly to the Federal Reserve banking system and their conglomerate of associates known as the big banks. We can trace the big banks back to Mayer Rothschild, who famously said, "Give me control of a nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws." And he was likely speaking about the usury laws that for centuries prevented people from charging interest on loans because it was considered theft. If all men are created equal, then the banks should be acting more like a service industry, not profiting off other people's debt. But Mayer Rothschild was able to bypass these usury laws because the Rothschild banking dynasty was merely a front for the royal bloodlines. As the old world order adapted their schemes for the Industrial Revolution, the Rothschild banking dynasty began running central banks for kings throughout Europe. And in America, they partnered with the Morgans to create the Federal Reserve banking system, which would normalize usury and debt for generations to come. For millennia, usury was considered immoral and denounced by major religions and philosophers. But today, it's completely normal in the West to be broken by debt and at the same time considered successful. But this is new. Many places still see usury as a crime against humanity. Libya had gone from one of the poorest countries to the richest in Africa by creating its own bank backed by gold and silver and no usury. By 2011, the people of Libya were beginning to know real wealth, and Gaddafi was about to spread this model throughout all of Africa. But the old world order had other plans, and so Libya was looted and destroyed. The big banks and their royal inbred masters are responsible for the entire clown show we are seeing today. The Rockefeller family's Big Pharma engineered the COVID pandemic as a black swan event to collapse the world economy so that the old world order can discreetly become the new world order. They are orchestrating the radical LGBTQ agenda as a smokescreen to confuse you, while using Joe Biden and the United Nations 2030 agenda as scapegoats for the collapse of the US dollar. Because these inbred crooks plan on staying in power, and they need someone else to blame when they come to our rescue with a new financial system. Fortunately, this great awakening has revealed that we no longer need the old world order's big banks. We now have over a decade of cryptocurrency stress testing that proves we don't need centralized banking. And we...
Okay. Now, I know some of you are going to be saying, that's conspiratorial money, you can't find that. That wasn't the point, right? It was just a bit of background because some of the information about the history of money and those that involved is obviously accurate if you've done your research. But what I do want to play is the next video.
Let me let me interject for just a
Please do. Yeah,
second.
come on. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with his assessment of Libya and how it became rich. Libya is an incredibly oil rich nation. It didn't just become rich because of the usury and lack of usury and Sharia banking. That's a misreading. What I actually would like to share with you, if I may,
Is it going to be monetary related, or is it Gaddafi related?
it's going to be well. Let me see if I can get it. It's actually
If
going
it's
to be
Gaddafi related, we can do it after this video.
yeah. Okay then. Okay, in that case, because it's actually to do with it's to do with how rulers actually rule. But
I'm not completely in simulation with everything he says. Generally, I watched a lot of his stuff and read a lot of his stuff. I find him, from my research, and that's just my research, is accurate. But yeah, let's just play this because this is interesting. This is an Iranian gentleman who's been very active in London recently. Let's play this.
There's a scandal inside our banking system. The globalist money
Mehran Torsi, I know him.
getting worse, especially in Britain, as banks are sending out letters to let people know about some changes in the banking system, but no one's actually paying attention. Watch this. Now, this has to become a massive news story because I don't understand why there hasn't received any traction yet because it was on social media first. Hopefully, this channel, obviously, and we have actually managed to somehow a couple of times lead the news agenda by revealing some stuff, and then the mainstream media followed us. Hopefully, this could be another one. This is about the banks who are sending out these guided changes letters. And this issue here, I'm going to show you this clip, and then we're going to come back and tell you the problem.
So this is a letter from Halifax to their customers. So this highlighted section here says, we've added a new condition that says, if it's necessary due to economic circumstances that affect the banking industry, we may restrict the amount of money that you have in your account by either applying a limit or by imposing a charge. If we have to do this and it applies to your account, then we will write to you with more information. For me, this smells a little bit Greece-ish. Do you remember when the government went into people in Greece's bank accounts, froze money, took money out of their bank accounts?
Yes. So I had to double check because this could just be a theory. This is going to be a crazy person on TikTok talking about this. But then we discovered not just Halifax, but even Lloyd's and other banks and banks as well. NatWest is the same. This is the part of the Lloyd's letter. Yes, it says exactly the same thing. We've added a new condition that says if it's necessary, due to economic circumstances that affect the banking industry, we may restrict the amount you can have in your account, either by applying a limit or imposing a charge. If we do this and it applies to your account, we will write to you with more information. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Banker, for letting me know that you're going to take my money. As a guy said on TikTok,
So let's just stop it there, Banksy. So I've actually don't have any accounts with Lloyd's or Halifax, but my mother does, and I've checked, and he's right. That's actually happening, and they've only inserted this new condition literally a few days ago, and it is exactly like Greece, where they are clearly looking for a way out should and if the economic environment in the UK or Europe go to such a level that it matches Greece. They have put a policy in to treat you as a depositor, which basically means a shareholder, so therefore not a creditor to them, but a debtor to them, and they can take your money. Who do you bank with, Banks?
Well, I don't want to say my main bank account, but I do actually have a Lloyd's account as well. But it's not a main account, so I don't have to worry about it in that way. But I think I can see why they're doing this. I mean, I'm trying to look for an article for a video that I came across myself some time back about the Chinese banks and how they're freezing people's money and they can't, they're not allowing them to take out everything, because they don't want people to have a run on the banks. Now, it's coincidental it's not coincidental. You lined this up, obviously. The fact that guy was talking about the money changes, the fractional reserve lending, the whole point of this is why they're panicking. The banks are doing this right now is because if you understand fractional reserve lending, which I think most of the people probably that watch this channel are clued up on it, banks lend out far more money than they actually have. So if you have a run on a bank where everybody goes at once and tries to take out their money, the bank doesn't actually have enough money effectively to give you your money. Because they've lent out 10 times more than what they actually have. Now that used to be when they were on gold standard, and even before that, that's at some occasions they were on silver standards. The thing is, the banks this is fiat currency now. Banks don't actually have to be backed by any precious metals.
Let me interject here. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
No worries. I'll just keep going. So when people are, this is what they're prefacing, or they're doing this effectively to preempt any attempts at people having a run on the banks. So if everybody decides to take their money out in one go, the bank is going to be in the shit.
Right.
And so for that reason, they have to prepare, and I think this is what they're doing. They're lining up in case people have runs on their banks, basically, start to take out all their money.
We've just seen and proven that they are planning or have conditions in place where they can limit how much money you're allowed in the bank and applying charges and what have you. So now we have here, at the same time happening, Bank of England have decided to remove from circulation all £20 and £50 banknotes. Now, they are not saying old £20 or £50 banknotes. They're saying all, including the new or the latest £20 or £50 banknotes, leaving only £10 and £5 notes.
No, I don't think that's. I think this is a misunderstanding. I don't think it's to do with they're going to eradicate £20 and £50 notes from the whole country.
You've got until the 30th of September, and this, of course, Banksy, moves us closer to.
It's literally by the end of the month. I have to get rid of my £20 notes by the end of the month. I think you're categorically wrong on this. Beyond wrong on this. I have £20 notes in my wallet. I will hold on to them until the end of the month, and we will see.
Dude, this is the Bank of England. This is an act.
Yes, and I think they're talking about old banknotes, not every £20 and £50 banknotes in the country.
Look, here it is. News release: Bank of England will be withdrawing legal tender status. Of paper status of
paper £20 and because the new ones are not paper. The new ones are plastic. They are composite plastics.
After this date, £20, £50 banknotes will no longer be legal tender. So we are encouraging anyone who still have these, blah, blah, blah.
The paper ones.
We're not talking about polymer, right? It is also exactly 1 year since we issued the polymer £50.
There you go.
Featuring scientists, blah, blah, blah.
Yes. The polymer £10, £20 and £50 will be fine, which is the ones you have now. They're not getting rid of all. Come on, dude.
I see. Okay, look.
See, this is what I mean about fucking fake news. You peddle some shit. You read an odd headline, and then you don't even go five fucking paragraphs down.
Wait. It's not fake news. It's when I read this headline, I saved it. Fair enough. I've been corrected, and I did actually think that it was all banknotes. But the point of the discussion still remains the same. They've added stipulation to the bank accounts. They've added ways that they can remove certain percentage of your savings. I mean, that is bloody draconian. That is very much like Greece. I mean, people were pointing and laughing at Greece when they applied this. And what's that neighboring country in Greece where they did something similar when they had the banking crisis? Is it Cyprus? Look at what they did. Cyprus did something very similar as well. And it started off by having these T's and C's in
absolutely. I agree with you. No. The thing is, I'm not contesting that. That is an entirely different issue. And yes, banks are preparing so that if people suddenly have a run on the banks, they don't be able to just withdraw everything, and then have the bank basically collapse because they can't actually because of the fractional reserve lending. People. As I said, some people probably known for years. I've known this since the 1990s. There's a program called Money Masters. that was made in the 90s. This was like 95 when I saw that video first. Video, VHS is when I saw it, let alone the internet and all that shit. At the time when I saw that video, you couldn't even have videos on the internet. But what I will tell you, big up Purple Effects. But what I can tell you is that because of fractional reserve lending, the entire banking system, or the westernized banking system, is built on it's a house of cards. It is on a foundation of nothing. It is so easily destroyed because it has no foundation. This is why banks and the banking system is so entwined with governments, because they have to force the people to prep up this incredibly fake and hollow system, which is the banking system, which is backed now literally by nothing. They are backed by government promissory that the taxpayer of this government will pay for the banks to print money. It is backed because banks used, as I said, because of the gold reserve and they used to have, they were on the gold reserve. They used to have gold to back their money, and even the gold wasn't enough because of fractional reserve lending. They were lending out 10 times the amount of gold that they had. So they were lending out 10 times more than the actual amount of gold that they had. Then when it changed to fiat currency, and it's no longer backed by gold, it is backed by the taxpayers of that country. You and I are money to banks. We agree, this country's government agrees that we as taxpayers will pay taxes, and those taxes will pay the interest that the government of the loans that the government has taken out on these banks. I mean, dude, you're a money man. You all of this is like fucking old news to you. But we are literally gold now. We are the gold that backs money in this fiat currency system. So the banks know.
I just want to let Open Your Eyes UK know that if no one's a mod on here, so as a consequence, if no one's a mod, you can't place links. So I know you try to put a link over to me. It wouldn't have come through. But yeah, fair enough, Banksy. I do get that. I mean, that's a very complicated conversation to have. Exactly how money is created and under whose authority. We go very deep into common law and all that stuff. Which is
just before we move too far away from all of this this craziness, can I share this one video? It's I don't want to play all of it, but it's 8 minutes. It's 18 minutes.
Before you bring that in, so my point was going to be in regards to the Bank of England. My point was going to be that once all cash is removed and it goes digital, that is game over for anyone trying to practice any type of freedom, anyone that's trying to stand up to any corruption or any government legislation. Because as we've already seen what happened in China recently when one of the banks tried to fold, is that they manipulated the COVID pass to say to them that they were not allowed to be in that zone, which is where the bank was, and they would have to go back. So this is what they're going to do. Once it's all digital and there's no physical money, we're all prisoners essentially. But let's share Banksy's screen here.
I can say there's probably some exceptions to that as well. But I just want to play this because this goes to the heart of the Gaddafi, the Saddam Husseins, and all the other sort of dictators around. Now, a lot of people have probably seen this, but it's just worth just playing a few minutes of it.
There's no sound.
Oh, there's no sound?
Not for me.
Damn it. Hold on. I don't know, no one else was saying there's no sound, but let me try again.
Do we need sound?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, this is the actual what he's saying is what matters, not the cartoon. Okay, go for it now.
Do you want to rule?
How about now? You good?
Yeah, perfect.
You see the problems in your country and know how to fix them. If only you had the power to do so. Well, you've come to the right place. But before we begin this lesson in political power, ask yourself, why don't rulers see as clearly as you, instead acting in such selfish, self-destructive, short-sighted ways? Are they stupid, these most powerful people in the world, or is it something else? The throne looks omnipotent from afar, but it is not as it seems. Take the throne to act, and the throne acts upon you. Accept that, or turn back now before we discuss the rules for rulers. No matter how bright the rays of any sun king, no man rules alone. A king can't build roads alone, can't enforce laws alone, can't defend the nation or himself alone. The power of a king is not to act, but to get others to act on his behalf, using the treasure in his vaults. A king needs an army and someone to run it, treasure and someone to collect it, law and someone to enforce it. The individuals needed to make the necessary things happen are the king's keys to power. All the changes you wish to make are but thoughts in your head if the keys will not follow your commands. In a dictatorship where might makes right, the number of keys to power is small, perhaps only a dozen generals, bureaucrats, and regional leaders. Sway them to your side and the power to rule is yours, but never forget, displease them and they will replace you. Now, all countries lie on a spectrum from those where the ruler needs few key supporters to those where the ruler needs many. This foundation of power is why countries are different, yet many keys or few, the rules are the same. First, get the key supporters on your side. With them, you have the power to act. You have everything. Without them, you have nothing. Now, in order to keep those keys to power, you must, second, control the treasure. You must make sure your treasure is raised and distributed to you for all your hard work and to the keys needed to keep your position.
Okay, I don't want to get too far into this, but I just want to get to this point. This was actually where everything is hinged upon, to do with, for example, Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein. If you notice, and at the end of this video, actually it concludes, the most stable countries are those dictatorships that have an almost endless supply of treasure, and those democracies who actually have a system in which the people have an interest and a vested interest in making sure the country is ran well, because the dictators or the rulers, the politicians, have to appease the people in order to get their votes. But the dictators that have rich source of treasure, and the treasure can be oil, can be gold, can be any resource that is required. And that is why countries like Saudi Arabia, like the Emirate nations, like Bahrain, and even to a large extent Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi's managed to run as a dictatorship for as long as they did, because they have a source of treasure which is almost endless, at least for centuries, before it runs out. That's the reason why these countries and these people can do what they did. That's why Gaddafi was one of the richest countries in Africa, not because he was just such a swell leader. It was because Libya is swimming in oil.
Again, you're missing the point here. And the point with that was, we all know that these so-called leaders and kings and whatever you have access to the wealth of the country. It's what you do with it. It's how you spend it, how you expand it, and how you benefit the people with it. The point of that video was not to big up Gaddafi. We all know that he was as senile as the rest of them. The point was that his opinion, and it might be more clear in my mind because I follow that chap's work a lot. His point generally is that he gave more of it back to the people than most would. That's what he was trying to do.
Possibly. Maybe he's
no diehard Gaddafi tard.
No. I'm just saying. I think there's a misreading. I mean, yeah, Gaddafi maybe was far more progressive, far better than many other dictators. But then you could say that about the Saudis. The Saudis, in Saudi Arabia, the Saudi citizens don't pay for electricity. They don't pay any tax. It's zero tax. It's the same with Dubai. It's the same with Kuwait. Kuwaitis, do you know, at the age of, I think, 45 or 50, Kuwaitis get a retirement of 10,000 dinars a month. That's like 20,000 pounds a month in Britain. They get that as their standard pension. And it's like 50 something years old. Pension is, I think, I don't know, 50 or 55 or something ridiculous. It might be even in the 40s. I forgot. My friend lives in Kuwait right now. Kuwaitis retire in their 50s and they get something in the region of 20,000 pounds a month from their government for their pension. These countries are oil rich. So the governments look after them.
Okay. So Samem, hello mate. Welcome to today's show. Samem, do you want this artwork or not, or shall I just use it as toilet paper? Right, you won it. You took the picture. We gave everybody a chance. You came on top. It's rolled up, and I'm very close to using it as toilet paper. I know Raj is not going to appreciate that. Do you want it or not? I've messaged you on Speaker's Corner online. How do you want it? Shall I put it in a very small envelope, folded in many different ways? Or shall I cut it up and put it in an A4 envelope?
Why don't you guys agree to...
Shall we meet up? What do you want to do? I hate the sight of it.
Meet up at Speaker's
Corner. Every time I go
Corner.
into the office, it's on my desk. I don't want to see it. I like a clean desk. I like nothing, just my keyboard, my mouse, and my screen. That's it. It looks like a big dildo. And you know what they say about straight men and dildos. No, you haven't.
Why don't you guys just meet up at Speaker's Corner?
Online. Sorry, mate?
Why don't you guys just meet up at Speaker's Corner?
Yeah, well, I was waiting to have more information so I can bitch about you, Banksy, but I haven't really gathered any information to bitch about. I'm only joking. Yeah, we can meet up. I'm going to be around next week a lot more. I've been busy myself, Simon, but that's just the way it is. Now, what else did I want to show you? All right, let's turn it up. So let's share this. So message me on SpeakersCon Online. Have you seen this article, Banksy? I was disturbed by this. Have you ever been to Deptford?
Deptford? Whereabouts is that?
No fucking idea, mate. I don't go to Deptford. Deptford, the London High Street voted one of the world's coolest, and I thought, why have I not been to Deptford? It must be, one of these hidden little East London gems. I thought maybe I missed something, and then I scrolled down and saw this.
That's the coolest.
Basically, a market. Was named one of the coolest streets by Time Out. I'll just read a couple of paragraphs. Deptford High Street in the borough of Lewisham, southeast London, has been named one of the 33 coolest streets in the world following a vote by Time Out magazine. How is that possible? Come on. Ranking the area alongside roads in San Francisco, Bangkok, and Mexico City, it was described by the magazine as the most alive street in London. Can you bloody believe that?
To be honest, all I know about Deptford is you can get stabbed up pretty badly. Lewisham is kind of rough. I'm not joking. Lewisham, at least, I don't know what's happened now. Maybe it's been gentrified or some shit. But I remember back in the day, 20 years ago, it was a place you get stabbed up pretty badly. Lewisham was a rough. All those riots. Most of them were in Lewisham during the London. The big ones that happened in London. They were like in Lewisham, in Tottenham. Those were the main hotspots. And thingy, that Martin Lawrence that got killed in Eltham. He used to live in Lewisham. He came from Lewisham, and he was in Eltham, and he got stabbed up. These places were rough as fuck.
On that note, what do you think that is, Banksy?
Yeah. I saw that article you posted on Speaker. The biggest chemtrail ever.
Come on, that's not natural, is it?
How do you know it's not natural? Do you realize this planet has incredibly sort of unusual atmospheric conditions? I mean, a tornado is a tornado not natural?
Bugsy, have a day off.
I don't believe this. I don't believe this is not chemtrail. This is bullshit. It's just clouds. It's just fucking clouds.
Bugsy, have a day off. Cool.
Yes, yeah.
Well, okay. Moving
Martin
forward.
Lawrence. Actually,
Moving
no.
forward.
Stephen Lawrence. Sorry, some Purple Effects put in Martin Lawrence, the actor. Yes, sorry, Stephen Lawrence. Yes, I knew it was Lawrence, man. I just forgot, dude. That was like 20 years ago.
Okay. So Banksy went to the Notting Hill Carnival. Thanks for doing that, Banksy, for all of us to view that. Why were you not wearing a stab vest? which is what Hassan put in the comments I read. But however, I mean, I find it a bit weird. I mean, you know me. I do enjoy some reggae and ragga and what have you. But I mean, watching some of these videos, I mean, these are very inappropriately dressed people. What's going on?
This is carnival, man. That's how it's been for forever. This is the same with the Rio Carnival.
Why are they dressed in swimwear?
No, this is carnival outfits. I mean, they're meant to be. See, this is the problem. This looks hideous because these women are middle-aged 40-year-olds who have rolls of fat just seeping through them. I mean, it looks like I was saying it. I don't know if it was on my channel or where. It looks like someone is pushing with those fishnet stockings. It looks like someone's pushing plasticine through a chicken wire.
Why are they simulating sex?
But this is how it is. There's twerking and dancing and wave and whatever. People say you caught a wave or wave. I think something like that. Yeah, it's Caribbean style dancing. It's just all twerking. It is sexy. It's meant to be kind of sexy. That's the whole point of it.
Were you aroused?
But this is by the way, this is Monday. This is the adult day. The Sunday is the children's day. So that's the day where everything is a little bit more child friendly, family friendly, but this is for the adults. So I don't see it any issues. It's just adults. People know that you shouldn't bring your children to this particular one because this is for adults. So if you're a responsible parent, don't bring your children because there's going to be women like that.
What do you mean? Why is it for the adults and not so it's not really acceptable for sensible people? Is that what that means? It's like
it's not for boring fucking I don't know whatever snooty middle class people like you, Manny. No, this is for the roadmen. This for the for the boys. Look, this is it. This is carnival. I'm surprised. Haven't you ever seen images of carnival? Go look at Rio Carnival. They're even more scantily clothed, and actually, those women actually have great bodies. This isn't for the Puritans. No, this isn't Sunday school. It's not a mosque. It's the Notting Hill Carnival. Women wear scantily clothed dresses and clothing, and men grind up on them. That's it. That's what happens.
But do you think that's acceptable behaviour?
For Notting Hill Carnival, it is. Yeah. This is not the Notting Hill Carnival. It's like you going to a strip club and going, look at these women grinding and sliding up and down this pole. Is that acceptable behavior, Banksy? Would you accept this? Yes, in a strip club, I expect them to do shit like that.
How is this less weird than gay pride? Because I suspect that a lot of the people that attend the Notting Hill Carnival will have an issue with gay pride.
No, because this is a day for adults. Gay pride.
That's OTT.
No, because gay pride is marketed as a family-friendly day for children. If you came, if I recall, because I didn't.
I don't want to see. Look, this shouldn't be in public, right?
By the way, are these my footage? These are not my footage.
It's at the gay pride either. That's my.
Are these my footage or someone else's footage? I don't think these are my footage.
These are someone else's footage. I mean,
yeah.
You're a very. I was glad to see you're a very conservative cameraman. You didn't capture.
I didn't go into these ones. I mean, at least these ones I didn't see. But anyway, either way.
You tell me? Can you explain one thing to me? What is this carnival about? Is it just people following a music truck, depending on which music they like, and therefore follow that truck?
I swear to God, dude, I feel like you just came out of a coma or something from like the 1940s. This is the Caribbean Carnival, and it's just like all other carnivals and parades, like the ones in Brazil. Brazil is incredibly, famous for it. The Rio Carnival, the Sao Paulo. Yeah, people dress up in feathery clothes, very scantily dressed, and they have different parades, different trucks with different music and different DJs and different rap artists or whatever. And yeah, people dance and smoke and drink and eat and have fun and have a street. It's a street party. That's what it is. It's a street party. But this is for adults. Now, okay, that one. You see, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like that is not.
You think that's acceptable?
Can you make that full screen? Because I don't think that's acceptable on any level for anyone ever. But it is what it is. Make it full screen. Yeah, there you go. Click it. Go for it. There you go. You see, that is unacceptable on any level. That is not how it's. You see, this is all this body shaming, fat acceptance bollocks. That is a fucking affront to God and Christ himself. Okay, that is essentially haram. That is haram. That's not what we go to carnival for. You need to drink a lot of fucking beer and smoke a lot of dope to find that acceptable. And I agree with you, that is an affront to all that is carnival and just any of that. That is all haram. That is haram on many levels. That should be exercised. But other than that, and believe me, there was a lot of that. All these fucking fat women wearing these fishnet stockings and feathers, and they were like,
"Why do you
I am beautiful. I'm sexy."
Whoa! Stop! Why do you have an issue with overweight women dressing like that, and not the less over, the ones that are not overweight?
Because the thin women look good and the fat ones look ugly. Okay, I tell you what, Manny. Would you like me? Would it be acceptable for me to wear a pair of stockings and suspenders and a skimpy fucking speedos and parade in this? There are men. Okay, I'll give you the other side. There are men in this parade as well. In fact, if you scroll back, you will see the men with the feathers and the things. But all the men are jacked. They are well built. I didn't see one fat, beer-gutted man walking around with his shirt off and some feathers in his fucking head and just looking like and pretending to be sexy.
But what actually happens here? People are just walking out, drinking out of beer cans, and emptying Coke bottles and mixing it half Coke, half Bacardi. I mean, what's going on here? Everybody seems to have a fake drink, and they're like kind of getting too close for comfort. Some women are not dressed appropriately. Some men are so warm they haven't got any clothes on. I mean, what's going on?
There you go. There's a man with his shirt off, for example. Look at that man with his shirt off, and look at most of the men with their shirts off. They are fit men. Men who are fat and got a beer gut wore a t-shirt. They didn't take that shit off. Men who had a good body, six packs, pecs, biceps, triceps, whatever, they were like in good shape. They were the only ones that were taking their shirts off. Because we as men recognize it is fucking gross to see a fat dude with his beer belly hanging out walking around shirtless. Nobody wants to see that shit. But for some fucked up reason, these positive fucking woke pricks think that these fat, out of shape. Look at this. Look at this fucking thing. Look at the back fat on that fucking thing. I mean, that is an affront to all that is fucking humanity. I mean, that is an affront to nature itself. Mother Nature is fucking disturbed because of that. What is that shit? That shit should be covered up. That shit should not be.
I'm going to ask you a serious question now, Banksy. Would you bang it?
Dude, I have been low in my life. And there has been times where things have been exceedingly dry. But right now, no. Right now, at this particular stage, you put that in front of me like 20 years ago, I probably would have nailed the shit out of it. All night. I would have slapped those fucking fat flabs and rode the waves in. But At this stage in my life, I've decided I have to have standards, and so thus for those standards, I cannot break those. He already has 20 years ago, dude. Sam, you don't want to know. I've done things that have made me ashamed. My cock and balls literally wanted to divorce me at one time after what I had done to them. my genitals went on strike after what I put them through. So yeah, there has been bad
We have
times.
Hassan in the chat. Hassan, are you in the chat? If you are watching this show, if you are listening to this, can you please make yourself known? Hassan, please make yourself known. I have a small surprise and a small prize for you if you're around. Are you there, Hassan? Hassan, are you there? Calling Earth to Hassan.
He might not be watching. He was probably not watching. I don't know.
Fucking hell. All right.
But,
Well, two more things I need to show you then. Okay, one is the video. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love this. I'm just gonna play it, and then we'll come back to you, and you can have your say.
Whilst you're oh, okay, you're playing it now.
The lifeboats are ready to go. Should we load the women and children first?
No, men and children first.
Excuse me, sir. It's 2022, Private. A woman can handle a sinking ship just as well as a man can. And if you don't think so, you're a misogynistic asshole stuck in 2008. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, for the time being, I am requiring men and children only. Are you kidding me? 2022, this is what you wanted. You wanted to be treated equal to men? Well, this is how men are treated.
No, we don't. We just say that half the time. We don't actually believe in it.
Yeah, we do. Come on, we're just as capable as men are.
Shut
up! Do you think I could open the doors?
It's 2022, Rose. I wouldn't want to imply that you can't handle a guy's cold blooded the same way a man could.
I'm dying, Jeff.
I love 2022.
I love 2022. The best, absolutely, 100%. I mean, let's be honest. That's how it's going to be now. That is how it's going to be. Ladies, welcome to feminism. You wanted it. You fucking got it. Next time some fucking dude is groping on you and you want men to come and rescue you, it's 2022. Next time some fucking dictator is fucking invading your country and you need men to go and fucking pick up the guns, it's 2022. Oh, you women are so fucked. You women are so fucked.
Okay, we're going to make a music video right now, Banksy. But before we make a music video, you got to know exactly what we're going to be dancing to. So let's play a couple of minutes of this.
Dude, it's going to be copyright. Dude, these fucking kids are good. We're not going to be fucking doing this.
We're doing it.
Insane.
We're going to do it.
These kids are freaking awesome. You can't fucking match this shit. Look at this. The moves. Bloody hell.
So here's a Trafalgar Square version.
They're doing it. Oh shit. Oh no, this was all set up. This is insane. Look, you see, we can't do this on this show, dude. We have to go into central London with Raj and Atheist Steve, and then we all do this as a gang.
We're doing it sitting on our chair. You watch. Here's another version.
Look, I'm telling you, we need to get Sam M, Atheist Steve, Raj, you, me, and then we'll do it. Okay, I can see you've spent a lot of time.
Who wants to see me abandoning you a virgin while we're sitting on the chair?
We can't. I've got the microphone in front of me and shit. Holy shit.
We apologize to everybody, especially to the audience. That was impromptu. So unfortunately, I can show you all what I was going to play for Hassan Hadikam and see if you can work out why I wanted to play this.
Sam, I was like, guys, don't ever do that again.
So this is what I wanted to play for Hassan if he came on.
What is this, Turkish?
No, he's Jewish. So that's actually a remix.
L'chaim.
That's actually the Shira.
Shalom. L'chaim.
That's actually the Shira choir remixed by the Quickness. It's called Im Hashem Lo Yinav Bayis, whatever that
There
means.
you go. In Hashem.
287 dance remix, blah blah blah. But anyway, they're very, very good, and that's a very good remix. So hopefully he won't watch this show. So when he comes on next, so I can surprise him. So that's me done. I'm out. Well, I had a few more, but I think we've done
Holy
an hour
shit.
and a half.
It's half past 9 already. I didn't even get to do half my topics. I had like so many topics to cover. Okay, one topic. I have to cover this, dude. This is 100%. I gotta do this one before we go. Okay, very quickly. This is what Jordan Peterson was talking about, and actually even Stephen Crowder covered this. Irishman was sent to prison because he refused to acknowledge pronouns. It says, I love my school, but I'm here today because I would not call a boy a girl. Teacher who refused to use students' gender-neutral pronouns condemns insanity as he is jailed in Ireland. So this teacher was sent to jail in Ireland because he wouldn't use gender-neutral pronouns. This is what Jordan Peterson was talking about, compelled speech. He was saying that they're introducing compelled speech. This is the first time this has ever happened in the history of common law, where you are forced to use language that you don't wish to use. And words and referrals and phrases and whatever. This is it. This is compelled speech. It's coming in. It's already here for this teacher. He's going to jail. He's going to be put in with murderers and rapists because he didn't call a boy a girl. This is clown world number one. Okay, another guy who I want to introduce, which I'm posting. I'm going to be posting most of his videos from Rumble onto Speakers Corner Online, and this is Andrew Tate. He has been deplatformed from almost everywhere on the internet, except a few places that they still let him on, such as Tucker Carlson.
Until a couple months ago, we'd never heard of him. And then the other day, virtually every tech company on the planet banned him. Not just his presence, but also his ability to conduct business on the internet. He was taken off Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all of it.
Okay, I don't want to labor this. I think you guys probably know who Andrew Tate is. Now, don't get me wrong. When I first saw this guy, I thought he was a phenomenal douche. The way he talks, the way he comes across is very douchery, and he just sounds like a douchebag. But if you actually watch some of his interviews, like in full, which I have done over the past few days, few weeks, just to see, because as I say, I had a very, very different impression of Andrew Tate, and a friend of mine totally thought this guy was great. He was like, he was really like, dude, this guy is a really nice guy. And I was like, nah, man, he's a fucking, he comes across as such a douchebag with my Bugattis and my Ferraris and there. It just seemed like he was just a show off. But actually, no. When you listen to his interviews, when you actually listen to the way the stuff he talks about, no, he's actually genuinely an okay guy. I don't think he's as douchebaggery as he is. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a very shrewd businessman, and I'm sure he's fucked over people in his time. And they used to run like a cam girl company where they would have women do cams on porn sites, and they made a fortune out of that and other things. And they're multimillionaires, and they love their multimillionaire lifestyle. And I've heard, there's a guy who did an entire documentary about his because he ran this school called the Hustler University, where they were teaching people how to be millionaires and all that. And it's a little bit of a not a total scam, but it's a bit shit. It didn't work. They weren't really offering products that was worth the stuff that they were teaching you could learn off the internet for free. There wasn't any like secret insider shit. There was like drop shipping and buy some cryptos and I don't know, run what was it? Affiliate sort of get yourself to become an affiliate marketing and all that. It's just regular shit. There was nothing extraordinary about it. So I don't know whether in the inner circles they did, but the guys. The university thing fell apart. Anyway, he got deplatformed and cancelled because he said some things about women. And, nowadays, if you don't toe the feminist line, there's going to be an army of blue-haired, pink-haired, fucking fat, overweight beach whales that are going to come after you on Twitter. And they did. They eventually came after him, and he is now deplatformed from all the major sites. But he's on Rumble, he's on Getter, he's on all the things. And I'll be honest, if I can somehow get in contact with him, I want him to come on to Speaker's Corner Online. If we can get this guy, because I mean, on Rumble, he had about 700,000 followers on YouTube, and his videos have been watched over 1 billion times on TikTok. He actually marketed himself on TikTok first, but when he went to Rumble, he had 700,000 followers on YouTube. He went to Rumble, within a week he had 500,000 followers on Rumble. So he's going to top over 1 million on Rumble easily. And also he's got a big following on Getter as well. So yeah, I think you should check him out.
Cut you off. Before we go, I've just got to share something with you. So obviously Sam won the artwork, for Roger's competition, and we had the runner-up. Open Your Eyes UK was second place, and then Angel Moon was was third place. So we asked them what images they wanted to put up on there. So where's 3D chat? So I been in, and we've had the images put in. Let me change the rooms here. I was talking to somebody in there today. So
there's a top one.
No, it's not the top. Oh yeah, well done. I don't often go to the gallery, so just want to show what's where are they? Just want to show some of the images that we've put on. So there's Open Your Eyes UK. He's got 2 images in here actually. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
You should have put an image with his like YouTube channel or website or something.
Yeah, no, he can change them any time he wants to. So I mean, he didn't supply images. I just took them. So this is Angel Moon's chosen image. So this is apparently peace and harmony and looking after the earth. It's actually quite a nice
that is
piece
really
of art.
Did she draw that herself?
I'm not too sure. If she did, but it certainly is according to her taste. So
also, that woman looks like a Muslima.
So I took this from Open Your Eyes UK YouTube channel. Obviously, it needs to be resized and everything. So anyway, all these are in this room here. So if you guys wanna go see that, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And also on Monday, believe it or not, I have Haiku coming on. So I'm interviewing. Is that this Monday or next Monday? Yeah, it is this Monday. So Haiku. So obviously we had Lister.
I mean next Monday because we're in Wednesday right now.
Last Monday, and he presented his research and he said what he thought about Haiku and a few others disrupting the peaceful vigil of Sarah Everard. So Haiku is coming on. He's going to be in Italy, but he's going to be joining from Italy on Monday. So that will be a good show. So try and spare some time and come in, and we'll ask Haiku some questions and see if indeed he is the person that Lister portrayed him to be.
It's next Monday because we're in Wednesday right now. You said this Monday. It's this Monday is already gone.
Yes. I made a mistake, Banksy. Thank you.
Next, you're just dropping the ball at every point today, Manny. What's going on? There's that article you didn't read properly. There's.
I'll tell you what it is. I've been so busy. Literally, the last few days, I can't even tell you. Maybe after the show when we have a chat, I'll tell you. I have dropped a ball on a lot of things. I mean, even in some of the meetings that I've had with the peeps. I had to cancel. First time ever, I had to cancel a meeting today. I refused to go to a meeting because I was that busy. And what have you mixed it with?
No. This is not Hendrix in it. It's just tea. But I got this as part of a Hendrix thing. It's just I drink so much Hendrix that my family and friends all know that if they want to buy me something for birthdays, they'll just buy me a Hendrix. So I admittedly only one of them bought one with that little teacup. I could do with a couple of more just to have a set, like a 4 set. Next birthday.
Okay, final thoughts from you, Banksy.
Final thoughts. Check out Speakers Corner Online, where I will be posting as much Andrew Tate material as possible. We're going to spread this guy's message far and wide. I am also taking over I've been given charge of the Speakers Corner Online TikTok channel, and I'll be posting interesting things there. If you're on TikTok, check us out on TikTok, Speakers Corner Online. Actually, let me see if I can. No, forget it. Just check us out on Speakers Corner Online. Just look out for us on Speakers Corner Online. I'll be posting some stuff on there. I've already got a bunch of stuff uploaded.
You have a fairly successful channel already on TikTok, haven't you?
Yeah, but I'm not promoting that. Associated. It's not related to Banksy. It's a whole other thing. I can't tell the Banksy people. Yeah, Manny knows. But yeah, TikTok, Speakers Corner Online. I'm going to be posting sort of stuff that are interesting. It's going to be a mixed bag of comedy as well as as well as informative stuff and clips from Speakers Corner, random stuff from Speakers Corner as well, anything that I find interesting. At the moment, I've got some videos of Joseph the Jew getting attacked by Ali Darwar and a whole bunch of Muslims. They're going to be coming online in a few days, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, TikTok, I'm the one who's dealing with the TikTok of Speakers Corner Online. And also on Speakers Corner Online on the Banksy style, I will be posting a bunch of stuff about Andrew Tate. Finally, don't trust your government. Peace.
See you later, guys. I see you on Monday.
Peace out. Top G.
Is indivisible. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
So, Enrico, the TikTok link should be in the description below. You can get the link there, mate.
If any words that I have spoken have commanded attention, that is only because they find an echo in the breasts of those of every land and of every race who love freedom and are the foes of tyranny.
You are not our queens. You are not our kings. You are not our gods. We do not belong to you.
We are not your slaves. We stand as free humans that stood from the beginning of time against the strong men.